Well, good morning, everyone. At least it's morning here. It's the morning of June 30th, and I'm headed out to Jenny Lake to do some hiking and some photography. But I wanted to tell you about how my day is starting out so far. Got up this morning, I looked at my watch, I thought it said 7:30, and I figured, wow, I slept kind of late for this trip. And it turns out, because I didn't have my glasses on, I couldn't exactly tell which was the little hand and which was the big hand. So I actually got up at 5:35 this morning. Alright, not a big deal. I still got a good amount of sleep. But when I went to take a shower this morning, found out it's pay showers at the lodge I'm staying at. So it cost me $1.75 in quarters to take a 5-minute shower. And a minute of that was taken up trying to get the hot water to come to the faucet after I turned it on. So that was frustrating. And everything else seemed to go okay this morning, and I get into the car and I take off, and my tire pressure monitoring system came on, and my left rear tire was a little low. Now that's happened before. Luckily I have an air compressor with me, so I went ahead and aired it up. So eventually I'm going to have to get that tire checked out. But I tried to turn on my iPhone this morning, and it's kind of given me troubles in the past as far as battery. This is the second iPhone I've had to get as far as the iPhone 5, because my first one had battery trouble, and I've had this one for a while, probably a little over a year. But it looks like the battery is finally dead on this thing. And that's not a big deal because I use Google Voice for my phone now, and I've got an iPad and an iPad mini that I can use for voice calls. That's not a big deal. But the big thing is that I use the phone for GPS, for Waze and Google Maps. So now, if this phone doesn't decide to correct itself and come back on, I'm without GPS. Now I have an Atlas that I bought, so that's not that big of a deal. Just have to go back to the old-fashioned way of navigating the country, and I can get a GPS system on the way. But I had actually bought an external GPS sensor, I guess, that can hook up to the iPad via Bluetooth, and that way I can use the iPad as a GPS device. I did this because I knew the phone was eventually going to die the way it was acting up. And I got this a couple of months back in preparation for this trip. And I tried it out initially, and it worked really well, so I thought that was cool. And then we had an iOS update. And that update wiped out the ability of iPads and iPhones to recognize an external GPS device. So that GPS device I bought is worthless now. Now supposedly Apple knows about it, and they're working a fix, and they're supposed to have the next iOS release, which will correct this, today or tomorrow from the last I read. And I hope that's the case. But if it's not, then somewhere along the way I'm going to have to stop at a Walmart or Best Buy or something and buy a GPS device, like a Garmin or something. So I don't know, it's just a frustrating day so far. So I guess the topper would be if I were to go out here and do this hike and run across a bear and get mauled to death by a bear. Well, if that's the case, and you're watching this video after the fact, at least know that I was happy doing what I wanted to do right before I died. How morbid is that? All right, everyone. Take care. Look at my beautiful views. And I'll see you later.